Yo, what's up guys? Corey Sandman Sandhagen here. Welcome to another week of breakdowns. Today we're going to do one of my favorite fighters, Robert Whittaker. I love Robert Whittaker. I think that his fighting style is awesome. He's been fighting the best guys in the world for probably more than half of his career right now. Former champ. I really want to see this guy fight for the belt again. But we're going to talk about how Whittaker's style works, the reason that I think it's so awesome. It's a little bit across, there's like a few styles happening, and he's meshed all of them into one, kind of a TKD style, a little bit of a boxer roll. Blitz is in, super awesome. We're going to get into all of that. Make sure that you guys are liking, subscribing, commenting. Peace. Let's get into the video. Cool guys, Robert Whittaker's fight, okay? Robert Whittaker is probably one of my favorite fighters only because I really love he's funny, he has like a really good attitude, and his fighting style is amazing. He's been fighting some of the best guys in the world for probably almost more than half of his career. So I really love Robert Whittaker's style. Let's talk a little bit of how it works and why I think it's super cool. One really key component to Whittaker's style is he kind of has this little bit of hoppy step. He still grounds himself to the floor, but he still has this kind of hoppy step with his hands down, okay? I think when you're watching the best strikers in the world, so many of them do such a good job of having this floating, light on my feet style, and then knowing when to root themselves and throw heavier punches, and then hop back to floating. And they transition between being rooted and floating really well. We haven't talked about this in a really long time, but the reason that that works, guys, is because when you are being this bouncy type of guy, okay, it gives me access to all 360 degrees of the territory or the battlefield of the cage, okay, when I'm hopping like this. But what this also does is it makes it so that when I want to go, I have to do a setting motion and then attack, which typically gets hidden in this type of hop where they go immediately. But when I'm lifting my feet up off of the floor over and over and over again, in order for me to attack, I have to time when I connect to the floor and can shoot out, okay? When I'm rooted to the ground and I'm being this type of fighter like Ilya Topuria, even though he floats on the ground sometimes too, but he's a good example of someone that stays mostly rooted. He roots to the floor. I don't need to connect my feet and then go, because my feet are always connected, so I can just go immediately. So these types of guys that are already really in their base here can pull the trigger a lot quicker than when someone's hopping like this, okay? The reason that it's cool is because when you're being this hoppy guy, you can be really defensive, you can control space a lot better, and when you're being this really rooted guy, you can go on the flick or on the drop of a dime, but you have to kind of uproot yourself to start moving again. So there's a little bit of a time trade in there, which makes it really interesting, which is why I think some of the best guys in the world are really good at transitioning back and forth. Ilya Topuria, I do it pretty well. Sean O'Malley does it pretty good, I guess. And then Robert Whittaker, of course, does it really well too, okay? So Rob has kind of this style where he'll be bouncing a little, root to the floor. This fight, he was super rooted to the floor, which I thought was really interesting. You could tell he was kind of waiting on the shot a little bit. His hands, I like, are down. It's almost like he's doing a modified TKD style, where he's not like this, like a TKD, like kind of Wonder Boy style. He's a little bit more rooted and still really bladed in this. And what he's looking for is to blitz in with stuff. A lot of the time, he'll slip to the outside, throw his jab, boom, and then come over top, which is the shot that he obviously landed on. But when you are being this type of striker with your hands down, really bladed stance, and kind of rooted to the floor, but still floating every once in a while, your best opportunities to attack are going to be on blitzes, okay? You're floating here, you're hiding these blitzes. When you go, you connect to the floor, you shoot yourself in, and you go to strike. Whittaker obviously did a super good job of this in his style. He was rooted a little bit more than normal, really bladed here, protecting himself, went with the jab, boom, popped himself in. Next one, popped himself in and threw the right hand really long. But that style works because Whittaker has this TKD style, and TKD styles work really good with blitzing in. He blitzed in with a big right hand, boom, hit him, finished him. that's why that happened. But the biggest, most important notes that we can take from this fight is being a floaty guy that roots to the floor or being a rooted guy that can float on the floor. If you can transition between those two really well, it makes for a super awesome style, as well as Robert Whittaker's style is really tailor-made for blitzing in and scoring really big shots like this, which makes him super awesome to fight. Definitely one of my favorites. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. Peace. Check out the other breakdowns that we got coming out this week. I love you guys. Bye.